Hello, grade 6. This is teacher Eisen, and I cannot see you, but you can see me. I wish I could see you all. Unfortunately, we can't see each other, but we have this video. Okay, so today let's talk about fossils. You remember last time we talked about rocks, the three types of rocks, and so it's related, right? So fossils. You must have heard about it. You must have learned about it. Remember those who have watched the Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, and you see the dinosaurs. You see, that's because of the fossils, right? So let's see what is a fossil. Okay, today we're going to learn about fossils. What are fossils? Let's read. Fossils are the remains of plants and animals that have been in the rocks for thousands of years. Okay, they're plants and animals. So for example, this is the picture of fossils of plants, plant fossils, and animal fossils. I don't know what kind of animal is this. Okay, these are fossils, right? Through this, we know what are the plants and animals long ago, right? So fossils are used to describe how and when living things lived in the past. Okay, for example, dinosaurs, we're not seen here. We can't see it, but it is through the fossils we know dinosaurs. All right. Okay, so that is. Now let's see how are fossils formed. How are they formed? Let's read out here. Okay, so when living things die, they get buried under the ground, under the rocks, under the earth. Okay, so what happened? The soft body parts. Okay, the flesh, the skin, right? They get decayed. Decay means rotten. Okay, so the soft parts, and then leaving the skeletons, the hard part. And these skeletons form into a fossil. Right? So you got it right. Now, fossils are found in sedimentary rocks. Remember the three types of rocks? Okay, the igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. So the sedimentary rocks are those sediments piling after another. As they pile on, the fossils get buried there, the animals or plants get buried there. Okay, so and that forms into a fossil. So the older fossils will be deeper in the deeper layer, right? And the new ones will be in the top. Okay, so that's how now. Fossils are found depending on, number one, type of living things. Okay, so the first one is what kind of living things are there. Okay, it is easier to find fossils of bones, shells, or teeth, right? Because they're hard parts. So the bones easily stay in the ground. They don't get decayed. They don't get rotten. They are very hard, but whereas the soft parts easily rot. Okay, and then the next one is the temperature. The fossils are formed depending on the temperature. See here, microorganisms. This picture do not grow well in cold and dry places. See, microorganisms usually in a hot place, right, and wet, not in a dry or cold. Okay, they don't grow. So what happens is that dead living things in these places will decay slower, and fossils can be formed easily because it is cold, because it is dry. The bones remain for a long time. They don't get decayed quickly, and fossils are formed. Okay, so then next one is rocks covering living things. It's written here a little stylishly. Rocks covering living things. Now, when fossils are formed easily, if the small pieces of the rocks, they cover the living things, they pile on in, that means decay will not take place easily. Decay of dead living things will be very slow, right? Slow. That means the fossil will be formed easily. Okay? Now, we have three types of fossils. Okay? That's animal fossils. Let's see the example. These are animal fossils. Example, fish fossils are here, right? Fish fossils are here. All right, now let's see the three types of fossils. The first one is the animal fossils. Okay, here's the animal. You see the picture here, the fish, example fish fossil. Okay, and then the next one is trace fossils. Trace. It's like a footprint, it's like a mark, they leave a mark on it. For example, dinosaur footprint fossils. You see here the picture here? Right, that's the trace fossil. Okay, and then the third is plant fossils. Okay, like for example, the leaf fossils. This is the example of leaf fossils. Fossils from the plants, right? So that's it. Now, this is going to be a little bit detailed. Let's see how different types of fossils are formed. Okay, so that's very important. The first one is called the petrification. Okay, but it's very simple. The soft body parts buried decay. Remember, which we learned before, leaving hard parts. So usually the skin or the flesh or the blood, they will decay easily, but the hard part remains. After many years, minerals are formed, okay, around those hard parts and change into rocks, right? For example, dinosaur fossils, see in the picture? So this, the flesh and the skin and the rest, they decay quickly, and these bones and teeth, the minerals are formed around it and forms into this thing, petrification. Okay, dinosaur fossils. Okay, this is called the petrification. Now let's see the second one, molds and casts. Remember, the molds means like those. If you put the bread in a cold place, and after some time the molds, white patches, white color is formed. Okay, that's called the mold. Now let's see. Dead bodies decay and leave marks in the rocks. Okay, they leave marks on the rocks, and the marks are formed into a mold. And this mold is the fossils. It's called clam. For example, the clam fossils. Okay, so the molds are formed. Those plants, they were here, and the molds are formed, and then they leave a mark. Okay, that's called molds and casts. Right, and the third one is trace fossils. Trace, they leave footprints behind. Okay, living things leave footprints, tooth marks, the prints. As time passes, rocks cover them and forms marks that becomes fossils. Okay, so this, for example, dinosaur footprints. You see, yeah, these are the dinosaur footprints. These are the trace fossils. All right. Now the last one. Okay, this is the last one. That's called carbonization. Okay, the process of fossils forming. So what it says here, when buried living things and leaves are squeezed, means pressed, all the water and the gas leave the body. Okay, and that means it becomes dry, right? Then what happens is that a thin carbon layer of film in the rocks are formed. Okay, the thin carbon. So these are called carbon film fossils. Okay, the leaf fossils, right? For example, this. See, it becomes when it's become squeezed, it's pressed. The water parts are gone, and finally we have this. Okay, so that's the topic for today. So please remember, if any problem you have, please let me know, and we'll discuss this. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and take care. We'll see you next time.